The best gift you can give to yourself is marry the right person. Finding the right partner can be stressful as well, especially if you haven't met them. If you have met him, what do you do to position yourself towards preparing to get married to that person? Today's video, we're going to be talking about what do you do while preparing to meet that spouse. Some people will start by reading that book on marriage. For some, they want to learn more about marriage. Others, they focus more on their appearance and the ceremony that comes with it. Every person does their preparation differently. Just look at Esther. It took her 12 months to prepare herself to meet her husband. 6 months of oil preparation and 6 months of perfume preparation. In today's world, we don't do that, but the people in the Middle East, they view this differently. It symbolized richness, abundance, fruitfulness, and vitality. I guess that's why Esther was being prepared with all those oils and perfumes. In today's world, preparation is done differently and culture plays a big role. When it comes to Christianity, you need to go through courtship. When I look at Esther, Esther was chosen amongst other women. I don't think the reason why she was chosen was because of her looks. The reason was more than that. I believe it was God's favor, just like it would be God's favor for you to meet that kingdom spouse that He has prepared for you. Even though Esther's preparation took a whole year, but it doesn't determine whether you're going to be a good wife. You have to focus on you. Instead of spending your time preparing your looks, rather focus on investing on yourself. When it comes to true love, it's not about that person being beautiful and having everything in place. It's more about the character of that person. So if you have flaws, you need to work out on those flaws. And if you don't know how to deal with your flaws, ask God to help you with that. If you don't work on your flaws, eventually you'll be exposed in the long run. Look at Queen Vashti. She had to go through the same process of oil and perfume and spa treatments just to prepare herself to look beautiful. But at the end of the day, her marriage didn't last. Just because of her bold character. When she said no, she meant it. She didn't sugarcoat things. She was a queen, and she found this very degrading to present herself among her drunk husband and his guest. I guess she knew her human rights. So she chose to say no, even though she embarrassed the husband in front of his guest. She knew the consequences that comes with it. She was the type that spoke up whenever she didn't like anything. She knew of the consequences that come with it, and she chose to go with it. For some women, they will pretend everything is okay even if they know that it's not okay, even if they don't approve of it, in order to please that person. When eventually they get what they want, their true selves comes out. So sometimes you need to stand your ground. If you don't like something, deal with it from the beginning. Don't pretend you like something, because eventually your true sense will come out. Marriage is a long-term commitment. There are some things you cannot pretend on. Sometimes when you're married and your spouse wants you to do something that you're not comfortable with, just simply say no and stand your ground, because at the end of the day, you're just doing something in order to please him. Yet your spirit is not comfortable with it. You need to speak up. Don't be quiet. One day you'll be judged, and God will judge you alone, not as a couple. No matter what it is, stand your ground. Don't do something that you'll regret later. This is not about not being submissive. It's what you believe in, what you think it's right and what you think it's wrong. But some husbands, they don't get it. A successful marriage consists of two people working together. If you have flaws and character issues, ask God to change you and give you the fruit of the Spirit. Why am I saying this? Is because they play a big role in marriage. If you are going to meet your spouse family and you don't like some of them, and you're clearly showing that you don't like them, that might affect your relationship with your spouse. Sometimes if you ask God to give you the fruit of the Spirit, even though you know that you don't get along with this person, God will give you what you're asking for. We're not forced to love everyone, but we can learn to do that. If you're a Christian and you've got hate, then that becomes a sin. How you treat your partner is the way he will treat you. Sometimes you have to compromise because marriage comes at the price of compromise. How you treat your partner is how he's going to treat you. Marriage can be a reflection of who you are. While you're preparing to meet him, you also need to work on your self-discipline. If you are the type that sleeps the whole day, you need to learn how to wake up early. Because one day when you are married, your husband might expect you to wake up in the morning and prepare breakfast for him, if he is the type. So if you are the type that sleeps all day, guess what? Your routine has to change. Even worse, when the kids come into the picture, you need to be available for them. And one thing about kids, they're early risers. It can be difficult, but once you become a mother, your maintenance instincts will kick in. And once you become a mother, you sleep with one eye open. You need to develop a healthy routine. It doesn't mean that while you're waiting on him, you must indulge on food. Eat healthy. You need to start working on preparing healthy foods. Remember, you're going to be in charge of making sure that your family eats healthy. You also need to meditate on the word. Spend time meditating on the word and in prayer. If you are not a prayerful wife, then it's an opening for the devil to come in. It's God's plan to bless your marriage and your family. You also need to know how to pray for your family. Involve God in every decision, including the decision that you will need when you have to meet your spouse. Thank you for watching. If this is content that you like, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. God bless you.